What's going on? I'm going to be talking about this evening the levels of symptom. Uh, what what uh, what is a simp? Basically, someone that either knowingly or unknowingly overvalues women and does not get the reciprocity from that value. So, for example, someone that basically on the first date, this would be an extreme situation, but nonetheless, just an example. Um, Goes to K Jewelers and gets a heart necklace and a bouquet of roses, and takes a woman on a date on the first date to just Red Lobster. I mean, yeah, that only costs about what 100, no, what $200, right? Because you can get what a cheap necklace, but I mean that's something that you typically don't do on the first date. But to a simp, he thinks that he has to go above and beyond to please women without any type of reciprocity, any type of you know, the simp just basically gives value first, and typically they do want reciprocity, but a lot of times they don't get that reciprocity, which ultimately makes them a simp in a sense that basically they'll keep doing it. They'll It won't even stop at the first date. Like the first date, the chick will just be like, "Oh, thank you. The dinner was great. Thank you for the necklace." I gave an example of basically an extreme. Well, it's not even really extreme, but basically, first date, he offers a bouquet of roses, a charm bracelet, and a dinner for Red Lobster, all inclusive. And just let's just say the woman just goes and at the end of the meal, she calls she calls her boyfriend in front of the table. This is an extreme case. Hey boo, I'll be there in about an hour. Thank you for the meal, Larry. And he just basically, has his chest and his stomach, like basically like this chick literally is calling her boyfriend after a date with me. And he'll either say something or don't even say nothing, and ultimately just have a second date and just continue on and on and on with the same behavior. That is a simp. Okay. That in a nutshell, one of the things about the manosphere, or even just, I would just say, yeah, definitely the manosphere, or just even just men spaces, we definitely despise simps. The reason why we despise simps is because it messes the game up for everybody else. You know, it kind of just makes the situation where women's expectations are that every guy is a simp, because there's so many simps. Uh, it just messes up the whole, let's just say, mating and dating market, because you have all these simps. Now I'm gonna be talking about four simps today. Um, I just pretty much this is all impromptu, all impromptu. So the first simp, you just call it the basic simp. typically this simp, he don't really have a lot of money, just a regular dude that works a 9 to 5, and he probably makes anywhere between 50,000 to maybe even a little bit more, and just drives a regular car, just regular dude, right? And he occasionally simps, taking women out on dates, talking to them, in the wee hours of the morning, or continuously stays in the friend zone, with women, giving his time, his attention, uh, his money, his availability, his knowledge and wisdom, insights, just for the free, and not getting anything in return. He's not getting any sex, and even if you are getting sex, you still a simp to a certain degree, because uh, if you're overpaying for, let's just say you let's just say you're simping, and you get sex from your simping, and you basically dealing with a woman that doesn't appreciate all of the things you do. Like, for example, you go on the same date, get the charm bracelet, some bouquets of roses, and you give it to her, go to Red Lobster. On the third week of doing that, you you finally, you give her a gift after every date. You finally get the pussy, basically, right? Well, look what you done paid for all of that. I mean, you probably paid $1,000 for that 3 week time, and you waited 3 weeks, and on top of that, you just got what you wanted ultimately, but you overpaid for it. You put way too much time into, it's not so much even time, you put too much money and capital towards someone, and then ultimately, after you get pretty much the sexual access, she pretty much, she expects you to continuously take her out on dates and get charm bracelets or whatever types of gifts, and she gives you absolutely nothing but sex. And let's just say, even you gave her a good sexual experience and she enjoyed it, or even if she didn't enjoy it, um, you basically gave her the same thing that she gave you, but you're giving her more. I mean, that's just the kind of the whole kid and caboodle in a nutshell. One thing I know about women is, typically women are selfish. Um, Most cases, women are selfish because they really don't have to be unselfish. They don't, because it's so the symptom. This is a culture, right? This is based off of Hollywood, Broadway, uh, Tinseltown. Basically, is part of the pop culture to be a simp. Music, uh, all aspects of society, it is marketed for you to be a simp. In the 90s, actually, it was in the 80s, and even still to this day, it's actually like, you get they might as well call it a category of what is called, I would call, simp music. you know, simp music, like literally, like I'm gonna give you the world, and then all I get is you. Like that's literally just like, yeah, like just get you basically. It's like, I mean, I here's the deal. I'm all for love and companionships and relationships, and I mean, I'm not a bitter soul. I'm not in red pill rage. I've ascended past that, thankfully. It was definitely not easy, but I speak from a lane of that. You got to look at both sides of the scenario. And the thing is that, and it kind of goes back to the pimp. The pimp and the simp is just, I would say, an extreme opposite of both. A pimp is the extreme opposite, I believe, of a simp. So one thing that my observation of, pimps is that they're actually making women simps. It's like, I mean, this is literally the opposite end of the spectrum as far as uh what a simp is versus a pimp. A pimp literally gets maximized value of a woman to the point where he's getting more of the value from the woman than the actual man is getting on the side of the simp. Simp is getting absolutely positively, in most cases, no value whatsoever, because a lot of men actually simp to the point where they don't even know the woman, never met the woman a day in their life. They just know her online, on a website, and or social media page, dating app. They never met the woman a day in their life, and willing to send random cash apps, um, monies, whether it be online donations or join some type of fan page, so on and so forth, various different ways. Buy stuff off of Amazon, wish lists, shit. I mean, this shit is hilarious. So, I mean, in most cases, the guy will never. It goes into kind of creepish type of like fandom, like they'll never meet this woman a day in their life, other than if they just go into being an actual stan. Which, in case you didn't know what a stan is a crazy fan that kind of goes to the extreme of trying to get the attention of the person that he idolizes. And even some cases, you got people that stalk, a lot of times stalk celebrities and meet them at their house, and walk into their house and all kind, burglarize their house. That's where that kind of goes. Where you know this person maybe even goes into that lane of being a stalker or online stalker. And it's kind of creepy once you go down that lane, and get into those weeds. But yeah, I mean, basically, a basic simp is, just a simp that doesn't really have that much money, I guess I'll say, in short. But basically, they still simp with whatever little money that they do have, which is which is a big deal, because most people that are simps, they are basic simps, because they make up a big majority of the simps, and because most people don't have a lot of money to actually simp, you know, thankfully. And even that might be the reason why they don't have money, because they have, you know, $500 or $1,000 that they spending on women that they like, or try to vie for attention and possible sexual access, um, every month, spending $1,000, and not getting much in return for it. So yeah, I mean that's a big deal, because it, like I said, it sets the tone for a lot of disrespect that women have for men, unappreciation, um, looking at every man as a simp as well, because it's like, if you just got so many simps, because that's the thing in America, that America has so many simps. I mean, this shit is ridiculous, you know, and it makes it much more of a problem, because it's just so many of them. You know what I'm saying? And then women actually think most guys are simps, you know, and you know, that they just tolerate all of the disrespect and stuff like that. But I will say there is a tide turning. That tide is kind of somewhat turning. And then of course, when you don't have a lot of money, you know, when you lose money and stuff like that, whether, you know, if you go into a recession or whatever, which a lot of analysts are saying we are going into, or if not already in, ain't no money to simp. When you lost your job, you know, when you almost one one month or 1 week away from eviction, you know, the simping kind of comes to a cease, because you ain't got no money to simp. You know what I'm saying? And the women that you've been giving money to and time and attention, they're not gonna let you come sleep on their couch. They're not gonna give you any of that money back. Uh, you just on your own from that point on. Now, this is where it kind of goes into a higher up. This is like a hierarchy chart as far as how I look at it. You have a simp captain. Okay, what's a simp captain? So he leads actually simps. He leads simps on to be better simps. This person will be somebody that basically doesn't hold women accountable, you know, basically just says you got to make more money. He has a big following, um, maybe even on any type of social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. It could be even just a motivational speaker. It could be a pastor at a church. It could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? Basically, typically a guy like this is a panderer of women. He knows what he's doing. Uh, might he might I don't necessarily want to jump into the brain of a simp captain, but he may or may not know what he's doing, and he makes a big he just knows that he makes a lot of money basically leading simps. He has a simp army. This is hilarious. I gotta pause for a second, because this is going really this is really valuable right here. This is hilarious, because I knew I needed to do this video while I was fresh on my head, and yeah, this is going somewhere. Okay, yeah, so yeah, you have guys that are literally simp captains. I mean, they could be politicians, they could be pastors at churches, whatever, religious centers. They could be uh, people in all facets of society, basically. Because see, here's the thing about this. This is goes into why I'm compelled to do this. You know, this is a sociological problem, right? being a simp in America, is a sociological problem. It's a problem. It's an issue, you know, and basically one of the things that my business mentor said is relates to business. He said, "Don't be a $20 hustler. Don't be trying to buy something for $5, trying to sell it for $20. You know what I'm saying? Don't. It's not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Don't. I ain't even leaving my bed for $20. You know what I'm saying? Like a $50 minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where this kind of goes into the value costs, of everything. Like it's not even value because see, here's the thing: when you putting your time up, when you putting your energy up, or even your life up, because see, here's the thing: shout out to Mr. Palmer, a simp enforcer. This can go violent. Like, I kind of put things into a suburban kind of like nice, vantage point of things. But if you look at First 48, you look at cold case files, like I do, this goes into a situation where, yeah, a simp, somebody, a simp will do things, even, like I say, when it comes to being available and being accommodating, a simp will be violent. A simp enforcer will go, try to do whatever it takes to please a woman, right? So if that means go, set my husband up, my boyfriend up, you know, family member up, whatever the case may be, to please the woman, the simp will stop at nothing, and pretty much that kind of goes there. That's not necessarily always talked about. A lot of these guys, they'll do stuff outside of just being kind of like cheesy and corny and rated G. They'll do stuff that's rated R, that is violent even for to please women. You know what I'm saying? So, that's something else that you got to think about here. It gets violent with this situation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the sim captain, he leads an army, a navy, marine brigade, army brigade of simps. He leads them into trying to make more money, try try to, be a better chap, so you can, basically be a better simp ultimately. To be a better simp, and you pretty much like I say, this is a guy that might be a millionaire because he's got a see. Here's the thing: it's so many simps. You could make they already used to giving money to women. If they get their money to a guy that maybe try to help them get out the friend zone, help them make some more money so they can buy a better gift on the first date. Sorry, la- laughter in the mission. Uh, buy buy a better date on the first date. Maybe instead of going to Red Lobster, they go to Roof Chris. You know, because yeah, it's always something I didn't do right. It's always something I didn't say right, I didn't do right. It's not that she don't like me and she's just basically dinner raping you. It's something I didn't do right. So yeah, yeah, the simp captain could be also a musician, rapper, singer, be a sports player, NBA, baseball, basketball. And basically he's got an army of simps at his disposal. He's got stripes. He been in the trenches, he been in the field, been simping hard, and he's got some knowledge and insight and wisdom to train you and tell you how to be a better simp. He's got courses on how to be a better simp, all kind of shit for you. He's got a seminar that he could sell you so he could be a better simp. Okay, this guy, he is definitely, man. He's a simp captain. 10 Hunt, a 10 Chun, simps fall out. He literally, man, has an army at his disposal. Makes a lot of money. Being a simp captain can probably net you anywhere between $100,000 a year to $1 million a year being a simp captain. You know, first class is begging. How to be a better beggar. Baby, baby, please. Please, baby, 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 baby. Please. I didn't know, baby. Like, got all kind of classes for you. All kind of different sections on his course tab for you to be a better simp. So, moving along, you have Supreme Simp. Okay, Supreme Simp. Now, what is a Supreme Simp? Okay, a Supreme Simp is basically someone that's on a higher level than the Captain Simp. Breaker 19, this is Captain Simp to the rescue. I need all you simps to fall in line. Make more money so you can, instead of taking them to Red Lobster, you can take them to Joe's Steakhouse where the steaks come in 12 ounces for $150. And we have snow crabs that are market price and lobster tails that are also market price above the price because they are cooked supreme. Like basically the supreme simp, he follows the simp captain, he follows the Supreme Simp. He states him. He might play a video of the Supreme Simp. And the Supreme Simp is basically somebody that's like, like I say, the same as the Captain Simp. He just makes more money. The Captain Simp, he only like make about anywhere, like I say, 100,000 to $1 million a year, leading an army of simps. Well, the Supreme Simp, he leads an army of simp captains, and then the army that follows that, and basically he just makes more money instead of that $100,000 starting point. He makes a $1 million starting out, if not $10 million a year, being a Supreme Simp, basically. So he pretty much has a bigger following than Captain Simp. He might run a mega church. It might have pretty much he's the lead speaker at the seminar. All kind of shit, man. He's just on a higher level of the simp captain. He pretty much is the leader of the simp army, basically. Simp, and then lastly, you have the simp king. The simp king, right? The simp king, he is basically someone everybody looks up that's a simp because he is the ultimate leader of all simps. He is the king of simps. Okay, he pretty much he sets the rules and the tone, and he speaks, to his simp army, his simp society, his symptom. And this person usually is either head of state, like a president, you know, he's the head of his industry, like he's the captain of the industry. Basically, he's like the CEO of a mega billion-dollar corporation. You know, I haven't said any names. I'll lead your mind to wonder about that. But yeah, this guy, he's pretty much a mega millionaire, if not a billionaire, and he could do stuff like basically get private jets. Basically, the Supreme Simp and the Simp King, they could do the same thing. It's just basically the Supreme Simp, he can't do it as often or regularly. Basically, a Simp King would be if you ever saw 50 Shades of Grey, that would be a Simp King. But just take the fantasy out of it. Just say the chick never dated him. She never, because the reality is different than fantasy. The reality is the chick, she just basically tried to get some money out of him, and then she ain't never gave him no box or whatever, and just or maybe she gave him the box, but she just never married him or never took any of his advances, just took his money, and then filed divorce after, even if she married him, filed divorce after a year or two, then got like a big payday. Like that would be a real world example of that situation. But yeah, he just got more money than the Supreme Simp. Supreme Simp, he might be able to fly a chick out maybe once a month. Well, the Simp King, he could fly a chick out once a day and spend a lot of money for said women's. The Simp King usually gets what he wants. He gets the sex, but this is where he becomes a Simp King, is that he sets the tone for that high priced sexual access. Like he's paying the top dollar for sexual access, and this guy hates broke dudes that can get sex from women. All of them hate broke dudes, or their contemporaries are guys that can get sexual access and and do minimal effort as far as to get that sexual access. Okay, all of these guys hate guys that basically are not like them, basically going above and beyond to put up a whole bunch of money, time, energy to get women, to get in good graces with women. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the Supreme Simp is just a broker version of the Simp King. Simp King could be actual, like I say, usually someone that's the head of a company, president of a country, the leader of a country or whatever, high level politician, basically usually somebody that's in the high courts, making making decisions, governor, you know, basically the leader of all of the simps, you know, the commander in chief of all the simps, basically. That is the simp king. So this is all I have for you. This is just something off the cusp. It's actually something I probably was, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was thinking about this um for a while. I did it just something that just came up off the cusp. I think, this is why I did this video actually. This is why I did it. So the reason I did this video, I was on Twitter and I um I was it come to find out I'm new to Twitter. I've just been using it probably a year now. And I was actually come to find out I was following a simp. I was following uh a simp. And yeah, I mean he was pretty high up there. And I just was like, why am I getting all of these like feeds of like these like feminists and all these goofy ass bras, man? And then I went to this dude's page because I saw that he's retweeting all of this shit, and I saw that this dude he was basically a simp captain. And I'm like, damn, how this shit pass? Like, and then I just basically unfollowed him. I was like, well, that's gonna make maximum impact. And then that's when I realized, you know what? It's something to this simping. It is definitely something to this. But anyway, you guys have a good start of the week. Um, this is definitely gonna be a banger for you to, this is gonna help young guys out. Pretty much another thing about simp being a simp. A lot of men are okay with being a simp. They actually know that they're simps and are okay with it. So here you go.
This is the worst.